Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. As you already know, this is your US General 5-drawer tool cart with side tray and deep compartment. Today is Monday. As you can see, we now at the storage unit, getting to it, getting busy as always. All right. Over the weekend, I did get through quite a few modifications, so we're gonna take a look at that today, get a good visual. I'm gonna get the card out, spin it around, go a little bit more further into detail about certain particular things to give you certain particular looks. All right, I'm not gonna hold you up, too long in the introductory or anything like that. All right, but as I always state, as usual, I always keep my signature lingering somewhere in the background. My Dunkin' Donuts coffee. You already know. Okay. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna dive right in. Like I always state, if you haven't been keeping up with the videos, I have been doing quite a few modifications real quick and simultaneously just to bring you up to speed. One of the last modifications that I did do over the weekend, as you can see down here, I did change the casters to the US General 5-drawer tool cart to 8-inch high performance casters, which are all 4 swivel locking casters. Okay, this US General is now sitting 3 inches more higher. Sometimes 3 inches doesn't sound like a lot, but this 3 inches really actually makes a difference. Okay, when you approach this cart, the feeling of it is totally different. The presentation of it is different, especially when you're used to walking to your standard US General at its standard height and standard specifications and things of that nature. Okay, so we're gonna skip along with that just as well as you see the other modifications that I have done in the past when it comes to the hammer holders and things like that, and just as well as how you see the air chuck. None of these components are magnetic. They are mounted to the cart with its original manufacturer OEM hardware that's attached to the subframes and things like that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to jump right into things. We're going to dive right in, so let's get to it. So walk with me. Okay, if you've been following the videos, okay, what you're taking a look at over here is the Husky magnetic cordless tool organizer. Okay, I did demonstrate in a few videos back how I had these mounts, that I was connected to the side of the Husky magnetic cordless tool organizer for, 2 extra units. All right, when you purchase this Husky magnetic cordless tool organizer, it is only allowable to hold up to 3 power tools. Okay, but I have been doing quite a few modifications to it, just as well as you can see down at the bottom. I did add battery solutions to both sides of the magnetic cordless tool organizer, so that in a total combined there's 6 batteries and 2 batteries for each tool. All right, but I'm gonna give you a couple of looks at a few things. All right, so stay tuned. I appreciate if you watch the video to the end, because I do got quite a few things to show you. So let's get to it. Okay, first up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you, a side view so that you can see how everything is mounted and connected, just as well as I was explaining, how I have the tool holsters for the battery solution, just as well as I have M12 Milwaukee cordless tools. I also have quite a few M18 line tools also, so a modification for those battery solutions will be coming to this cart just as well. You know, in quite some days after I get finished with quite a few other things that I got going on at the prior moment. Okay, another thing that I would like to mention too, when it comes to these casters are very nice. There's no issue with the cart moving around or anything like that. All right, so I don't know if I gave another visual shot to how things technically looked with the casters. All right, but we're gonna move along to these holsters here. All right, so I'm gonna give you a couple of looks at a few things, so walk with me. Let's get it. Okay, first and foremost, I'm gonna give you this first particular visual right here. As you can see, this is the right angle die grinder. Okay, just as well as you can see the cutoff tool on that side, and as you can see, everything is out of the way. Nothing is cluttered, together on top of everything. All right, so that's just to give you, a good visual of how everything is technically looking. Okay, everything is sturdy. All right. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you quite a few of different visuals. As you can see here at the prior moment, I have my M18 hammer drill out because I was doing certain drilling. But there's some things that I want to point out. Okay, when it comes to this cordless magnetic tool organizer, as you can see the compartment, when it comes to the 3/8 stubby, all right, the 3/8 stubby sits in it, but it doesn't sit as firmly and as tightly as you can see with the 1/4 inch stubby and the 1/4 inch hex. All right, so I'm gonna give a good look at that real quick also. Okay, so now that I got my 3/8 stubby out, all right, and as you can see, the head, is a whole lot much more bulkier than the 1/4 inches. Okay, so when you go to sit it in, okay, you see how it rocks. So I'm not really confident with the 3/8 on here, especially if I had a battery in it, because it doesn't sit face or flush down inside the compartment. It's not to say that it would technically fall, but see, this is the issue here. Okay, so because I know that, that's why I came with the solutions of these. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give you, quick little look at what it be like. Okay, so now this is to give you, the next visual. Okay, and like I was just stating, with the 3/8 stubby. So now, as you can see, I have the 3/8 stubby over here towards the back end. Everything is out of the way. I placed the hammer drill back where it's at. All right, what you're taking a look at over here is the 3/8 impact wrench with a friction ring. Okay, just as well as we all know that the 3/8 drive right angle impact wrench is technically kind of long. All right, but as you can see, everything is out of the clear. There's no interference from anything. This actually is freeing up a lot of space for me at the prior moment. In my modifications, I do want to put two cordless tool organizers towards the back end of the cart. In my first visual, I was only assuming that I'll be able to to just get 6 to the back of the cart, but now that I see the bigger picture, now that I see I can get 8 different units to the back of the cart, which will technically work out kind of well for me, because I actually do have a lot of cordless equipment, even though cordless equipment is not my main first primary go-to. My main primary go-to is my air pneumatic tools, which is my Ingersoll Rands. Okay, but because I do actually have a lot of cordless tools, they do take up a lot of real estate and space. So I would like to actually have things a little bit more organized and more convenient and accessible when some of these tools is called upon. All right, so that's just basically to give you a visual of that real quick. All right, so what I'm going to do is we're going to move along, because I do have another modification to show you. All right, so let's get to it. Okay, now what we're doing is we approaching the back end of the cart. Okay, and what you're taking a look at is a 36-inch snap-on breaker bar. Okay, and as you can see, it has the quick release rubber mounts. Okay, so I did this as a quick snatch and go, instead of always having to go to a major storage compartment. All right, just to pull out a long breaker bar. I want to keep everything accessible to the cart and keep it more convenient. All right, so that I can be a whole lot much more efficient. Just as well as I have the 36-inch on the cart, I also have the 1/2-inch drive, and just as well as the 2 3/8 drives and the 1/4 inch and snap-on breaker bars, all in the cart. Okay, so that's just to give you an idea. Like I said, I did have quite a few different ideas for these long breaker bars and pry bars. They can be stored laterally or vertically. It basically depends upon your application and your likings of your means, and technically what you would like to do, because I'm getting ready to utilize this whole particular area with certain things. Plus I still have to get power solution, okay, to this particular cart, just as well as I got some diagnostic plans and solutions that I'm also going to be connecting to the back of this cart also. All right, but that's just to give you an idea of how things is coming out. All right, so I'm gonna give the cart a little spin around so that you can basically see everything. Okay, and as you can see, I have the head of the breaker bar locked in. Just as well at the bottom, you can see I have the ABM magnetic can holder, okay, which is adjustable. They can move up and down, and you can move them away from off his plate at the prior moment. Because these 8-inch casters are so high, I had to actually move the can holster up. So as you can see, I do have a magnetic rail to the top end of the rail, because this ABM magnetic can holder was actually sitting a whole lot much more lower when I actually had the standard wheels. But because these wheels are so big, when it comes to turning the wheels, the can holster needed to be raised a little bit much more higher. Okay, so that's just, basically what that is right there. Okay, so pretty much, like I stated, I still got quite a few modifications to get through and things like that of that nature, but things are coming along a little bit. It's baby steps, like I keep saying. Every day, I get a little bit extra in. Sometimes when I take my first visual, I be thinking that I have my initial plan and my set plan for things, but as I go along, things are always subject to change. Okay. All right. So into that next tool review, next tool haul, next modification video, gonna check you later. Everybody have a good, blessed, safe one out there. As always, gonna check you. Peace.